there, my name is Bailey and I'm your instructor for the Design and Sew Your Own Elastic Waist Skirt workshop. Before the workshop begins, we need to fabric shop. This video is going to give you a little bit more information to best guide you on what fabric to buy and how to prep it for the workshop. So first and foremost, we're looking for a woven fabric, meaning that there is little to no stretch. No knits, please. Now, when purchasing our fabric, we do want to look for something, preferably cotton, whether it be 100% or cotton blend. Linen can be okay, you just have to be a little bit cautious of how sheer it can be. Now, another thing is when you are selecting your fabric, just be mindful that prints like this might not be the best idea. This white might be a little bit see-through because it doesn't have enough dark color on it. Also, just be mindful when the fabrics are rolled up on the bolt, sometimes they might look a little bit darker than what they really are. So I recommend doing the light test, meaning hold the fabric up to the light and put your hand behind it and see how sheer it is. If you can see a little bit too much of your skin, you might want to pick another fabric. However, it's completely up to you at the end of the day, whatever suits you best. So once you select the fabric, we need to figure out how much yardage. I would say a minimum of 2 yards. 2 yards would be the perfect amount for a mini skirt or a knee-length skirt for most people. If you would like a midi skirt, I would say get a minimum of 2.5 to 3 yards. And if you'd like a maxi skirt, I would say get at least 3.5 to 4 yards. If you're a little bit unsure, it is always best to get more than less. If there's leftovers, you can use it for a future project. However, if you run out, there's nothing we can do. So we always want to have a little bit more on hand if possible. Now, the last thing we need to do in order to be fully prepared for the class is to make sure that we pre-wash our fabrics ahead of time. Why is that? Well, sometimes the fabrics get a little bit stiff when they're sitting on the bolt for so long, and that will help to loosen it up. Not only that, oftentimes, especially with cotton fabrics, they will shrink at the first wash. That means if we go ahead and wash it ahead of time, once you actually make the skirt, it will stay the same size, wear after wear, wash after wash, no problems. Not washing your fabrics ahead of time mean that it could shrink a bit, making your knee-length skirt more like a mini skirt in the end, and we just want to try to avoid that. Lastly, if you do have time, I would strongly recommend that you iron the fabric and just fold it up nicely and bring it to the workshop like that. If you don't have time to iron it ahead of time, no problem. We can do this at the workshop. However, it will take away time that you can spend working on your skirt and using the machines. Thank you so much for signing up for this class. I am super excited and looking forward to meeting you and helping you design your own skirt.